Welcome to episode 51. Hello and welcome back. This episode we're going to go back and revisit an old topic, which was the front braking system. And rather than me rattle on about what we're going to do, let's get straight into it. So at my test drive, one of the things that became strikingly apparent was this master cylinder does not have the stopping power required to stop this bike. If you watch this since the beginning, you'll remember that I bought this off eBay. It was quite cheap. It's from China. I should have known better. And do you know what? The thought struck me. The front brake is probably the most important component on a bike once you've got the thing running. And so what am I doing? Trying to save money by putting a cheap brake system on the bike. So I have splashed out and bought myself one of these. It's a Brembo PS16, which is, and I got it from these guys. Okay, and it is for twin disc front brakes. So it's just actually just a straight swap out. So I'm just going to bolt the old one off here, bolt the new one on, and then bleed the system. Worth mentioning also, I've got myself a new bleed nipple. This one that's on here is, I don't know, it's old. So anyway, new master cylinder going on and new bleed nipple going on. Here it's on the bike. It's just it's great. It's fitted in pretty much where the old one went in. Much more positive action on that, even though there's no fluid in it. What I would say though, a bit tight here between the banjo bolt's going to go and the that nut. One sec, I'll show you. Okay, see how much that sticks out. It's a bit lighter. So yeah, so that's a good 20mm sticking out of there. It's going into there. Yeah, it's close, but I think I'll be fine. Okay, so first job then, after I've put it on the floor, is to shorten this brake switch lead, because I've got on here two spade connectors. So I'll quickly just shorten this and put two spade connectors on it to attach to my existing wiring. Well, it was only a matter of time before I decided my clutch lever, which now no longer matches the brake lever, needed to be changed. So I did a search for a matching lever. As you probably know, Brembo don't do cable levers. So what I've got is this, which is from Domino, who are the same guys as the throttle, as you know. And do you know what? Actually, it's a pretty good match. Yeah, that's reasonable, isn't it? It's pretty good, that, I have to say. It's not identical, but it's, you know, be hard to spot. So pleased with that. So I will swap that out as well. Okay, so this is the macro switch here, which you can just about here above the traffic. So I'm going to take this off and shorten these leads down and put some spade connectors on it. So there's just a simple, very strange looking thin bolt there. Then there's this retaining sort of things made out of plastic, like so. As the truck thunders past, there's the micro switch itself, and then special thing not to be lost is in here is a little tiny piston. Yeah, and that whole and that is the key to the whole thing working, so let's not lose that. Although I suppose you could fashion another one out of something else. So here's a micro switch, and I'm just gonna shorten these wires down and put 2 spade connectors on it. That's me done. I love that point of no return. It's great, isn't it? Okay, what I've done, I've let a little bit of wire protrude at the front of each, so I'm just going to solder that in. So, okay, a little bit of heat shrink on there now to tidy them up, and they're good to go. Okay, so let me reassemble this. So, starting with our piston. Followed by, if I drop that on there, you see there's a retaining post on there, there's a hole, oops, it goes on there, careful piston. So let me just, like so. You're going to hear me click, and then I can pop my strange looking nut on and give it a tighten. So there you go. There we have the foreshortened switch leads. Let's put it back on the bike. Okay, I'm going to put it back on the bike, and I'm actually going to check that the brake switch works before I actually fully assemble it. So let me just should have done this while it was off the bike, shouldn't I really? Let me just pop those connectors on. Okay, little nip up just to test it out, and then check the brake lights work. They do, take my word for it. In fact, don't take my word for it. Well, you can see the reflection in the garage wall, can't you? Brake lights work. Hurrah. Right, there's a lesson to be learnt here, guys. Because the new lever is bigger physically than the old one and takes up more space on the bars, which means that access isn't as easy to all the nuts and the like. Okay, so let me put this one on. So the one that came off fitted flush up against the switch housing, but on the Brembo there's a little boss on here which kind of snags it a bit, so it won't go right up to it. Also, it's longer, so this bit here impedes me a little bit for putting the banjo bolt in. But luckily I've got enough space now. Just what I'll probably do is angle this up a little bit to get it tightened up. Anyway, here we go. I've already loosened this banjo bolt here. I've got a drip tray at the bottom, out of sight. But essentially I want to take this off without, oops, drop that there, lose that banjo bolt. Got a new one, just higher spec. Wrong number of hands. And then let me, oh, and then let me. Snug it in hand tight. Quick wipe of the hands. Right, so will that go in there? No, it won't. So what I need to do is just while I tighten the banjo bolt up, is move that up, and then I can snug this up properly. Okay. To trucks tonight. Okay. So roughly about there. So that cable needs to be adjusted a little bit. So let me just drop that. And then I can drop that to there, which is about right. Nice and level. Right, then let me take the top off this. Put some fluid. So if I pull that gently now, that should start to bring some of the air bubbles up. I'll do this first before I lead the brakes. So we get this, because there's bound to be air in this top end here. So bang the thing. Let's get some air out of it. That noise you can hear in the background, I think, is my neighbour's hot tub. It's a horrible thought. Hope they're not watching. Okay, so now I'm getting no more bubbles, just getting the sort of fountain coming out, do you know what I mean? So I'm just going to put the cover back on. Just move that. And just give that a little snug down. Do you know what? I can already feel them being much better than the other ones. So I'm going to leave that overnight so that the, because I've had the brake lines sort of down and up, etc. Air might have got through the brake lines. I'm going to leave it overnight for all the air to get as high as possible. And I'll have a look at it again tomorrow. And then I'll do a proper bleed. There you go. That's a much better lever. Yeah, I can feel that better already. Right then, I look forward to my first test ride on that, which might be tomorrow. We'll see. Okay, so same with the clutch lever then. I've already taken the other end of the clutch off, so this is kind of loose. So all I'm going to do is take the lever off and then unfettle the clutch cable end from this way up. They're on quite tight, aren't they? Okay, and then the new one. It's pretty much the same MO really. It's nice that. Right then, let's see if the other end will go on the clutch. Well, sadly, the old lever's back on again for the test ride. The mechanism here, the bit between the cable anchor and the shortest point this will go to is about 10 mil longer on this one than on this one, and even with the adjustment I can't get a decent clutch action on it. So I've ordered a new clutch cable from Venhill. It'll be here in a couple of days, so in the meantime, for the test ride, the old clutch is back on again. This one's back in the box. Right then, let me run you through this brake setup. So, got the Brembo 16mm master cylinder, which I've got on here. This is a Hell braided brake line. I'll pull that heat shrink down a second, which I've not done. You can see the Hell logo. So that's the custom line that I put in, that I bought rather. That then goes down to the first caliper. Then the only bit off the original brake system is this little loop thing, which goes over here onto the other side, and then I've got the new bleed nipple in there. Super good. Now then, quick mention, these are actually off a R100. I bought a set off eBay, which was supposed to be for an R80, but then they came there with these ones. That's the original. You can see there's got these bosses on the either side, which these haven't got. And ironically, we take different size brake shoes as well. Anyway, the reason why these are off is because when I was pushing the brake, there was a little bit of seepage from that gap between the two holes. That tells me that the O-ring is leaking, or the O-ring has lost its containment. So I'm going to order a kit and refurb these brake shoes. I'm going to order a kit and refurb these calipers. Might even paint them as well. But for now, I've got my extra set on the bike for my test ride. So, hope that goes well. Well, I hope you found that useful and entertaining, maybe. Yeah, good news is I've been on a test ride, retest ride, and they just work fantastic. So just goes to show that, you know, right tool for the job. To be fair, my research is better now than it was when I first started. So there's a bit of a learning curve, I would say. Anyone who's out there, there's no substitute for research. Don't just copy other people. Don't just take stuff. You know, do your own work, validate it. You'll make mistakes. I've made loads on this. All you got to do is go back and revisit them. So that's what I'm doing. So the clutch is still to be done. I've ordered a new cable, but with this whole lockdown thing, things taken a while to arrive. So when the clutch cable comes, I will make a new one. I need another one, less than 10mm difference, but actually that 10mm makes a big difference to the setup. So, guys, hope you liked it. If you did, please like, subscribe, tell your friends, share it. Questions, comments down below. I'll do my very best to answer them all, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.